the red pill, young men are being steered in the wrong direction and giving terrible advice. So here recently, I've been confronted more and more with this red pill movement, or the manosphere, if you will.
Do you want to know what it is?
Now, I can't say that I'm the most well-versed individual on this topic, nor did I even know it by this name until just a few weeks ago. I also understand that this is not a new topic. It's been around for quite a few years. But the more and more I listen to what they have to say, their ideologies, the more I believe that it is a major contributor to the downfall of our society. So I felt compelled to share my thoughts. So let's go to the office and let's talk about it. So as we're talking about the manosphere, or the subcategory of the red pill movement, we kind of have to understand what it is. And it's basically at the high level, it's a group of sites or people or blogs that are advocating for men. It's kind of this men's movement, if you will. Now, at first take, you could be like, well, but that's a good thing, right? Sure, it could be. And you would think possibly that there would be individuals included in that, like Jordan Peterson or Andrew Huberman or Andy Frisella or even Nick Freitas or John Lovell. These people that are out there speaking about what it is to be a man. And unfortunately, those people do get grouped into this category, but the manosphere, the red pill, actually is quite the opposite of what they are saying. Kind of encapsulates the people like Andrew Tate or the Tate brothers or even a Pearl Davis. It's these sites that are men that go their own way, or these pickup artistry gurus, if you will. And there's a distinction between those because of their ideologies, but we will get into all that. You see, my first personal issue with this is the name or the dubbing of it, the red pill. Because you see, my understanding up until a few weeks ago of taking the red pill was a positive nature. It was meaning that you were stepping into reality and understanding of the world around you, that you weren't going to have the wool pulled over your eyes anymore, that you were stepping into the world of an understanding and enlightenment, that you had chosen to leave behind naivety and ignorance.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
But unfortunately, this name now has taken on this negative connotation, and in my mind, it's been tainted. Now, this isn't the first time that this has happened. It's happened many times in history where a movement has taken on either a phrase or an acronym that previously meant something else. And so it kind of changes how I think about it. However, I can't control what people call things. I can't control the names of things. So it is what it is, and let's move on. Most importantly, though, I feel as though this red pill movement or this manosphere is an overreaction or an overcorrection for the modern feminist movement. The I'm a boss bitch, I don't need no man type of mentality. But before you take my head off, let me explain. I definitely don't think that a woman needs a man to be successful, or vice versa, a man needs a woman. But I do feel that young females are being steered in the wrong direction with that type of mentality. And then along with the red pill, young men are being steered in the wrong direction and giving terrible advice. It is truly a detriment to our society. And again, this is something that has been repeated in history. There's some movement that happens, and then there's an overcorrection, or the pendulum swings in the other direction, and then it just keeps spiraling us down further and further. Now also, please don't mistake my comments or my statements about this as that I am blaming the modern feminist movement. Absolutely not. You see, I am a strong believer of the extreme ownership mentality, that you have to take responsibility for your own life. You see, we can't control everything around us, but we can control how we react to it. So much of the blame falls onto these prominent voices in this category or in this movement. They are simply preying on the insecurities and the unknown inside of the minds of these young men. But hey, kudos to them, right? Because they actually found a niche that they could capitalize on. However, they are using their skills for evil, in my opinion. Now, do I completely disagree with everything that is said within this red pill movement? I do not. You see, there are some principles within that movement that are sound. Do I think that a man should be physically capable? Absolutely. Do I think that a man should be intellectually sound? 100%. But the problem is that the red pill pushes these ideologies and pushes this thought process at the detriment of women. Now, that all being said, let me also say this. I am not against strong women and women leaders. In fact, I grew up in a household of just women, just females. My mom raised us 3 kids, and I don't have any brothers. I only have sisters. So I am a big proponent of strong and empowered women. That's not the point here. The point that I'm trying to make is that I am a believer that there are roles within our society. Just like there are roles within an organization or even within a sports team as an example. I'm also not saying that I feel that it has to be one gender or the other taking on these roles. I do believe that both men and women play a vital role in the strength or weakness of our society, our communities, and our families. Now, I do believe that men should strive to be leaders, that as a man, that is our role, is to be a leader. However, that does not mean that I think that women should just be submissive and they should follow blindly. Absolutely not. Because you see, that's not how leadership works. Leadership does not work by just exerting your dominance and expecting people to follow. You see, strong people do not follow weak people. And weak people try to rule by exerting their dominance. That's not what leadership is. Leadership is about empowering those people that follow you, whether it be in your organization or in your sports team, like the example I used earlier. And in a family setting, I do feel that a man should step up to lead. But now that doesn't mean that I expect my wife to follow. It doesn't mean that I expect her to just submit to what I'm trying to lead us towards. My job as a leader of our family is to empower not only my wife, but my children to have a voice in everything that we do. I don't expect her to stand behind me. I expect her to stand beside me and help me lead this family to prosperity and to success. But again, at the end of the day, it is my job to be a leader, to step up and help take us in the right direction, lead us down the correct path. So that's where my issue is with this red pill movement, is at the surface level, it seems like a good thing, right? It's advocating for men's rights. It's advocating for strong men. However, it does it in a negative fashion. It does it at the detriment to another vital role within our society, the women that are in our lives. A lot of times it promotes misogyny or diminishing women. It sees them as an object. It minimizes them and doesn't give them the value that they hold within our society and within our lives. And unfortunately, like I said before, it's preying on the insecurities of these men that have felt as if they've been oppressed. They don't promote being a man in the right way. You know, they talk about and they promote being an alpha male or being the king male. That leads into this whole toxic masculinity thing. Now, I honestly hate the word toxic. It's overthrown throughout society right now, and it's overused. However, I do feel like that this red pill movement promotes that masculinity, but it's not what true masculinity is. Being a strong man isn't about promoting your dominance and leading out of fear. It's painting this negative picture of what a man should be. And unfortunately, these young and impressionable boys, I can't even call them men, who are searching for some help or searching for a positive male role model, they latch onto this and just go for the ride. They don't actually think about what it truly means to be a man, what it truly means to be a leader, and what our role as men are in the society, within our communities, and within our families. And it's a terrible message that these people are trying to promote. And that may be a topic that I want to discuss here in the future, is what it truly means to be a man. What are the aspects of it? How do you picture a strong man? It's definitely not this red pill movement. Because just like the modern feminist movement, I think that this red pill movement or manosphere message is a real detriment to our society. It takes us all to understand that we need to strive to be strong individuals, both men and women, so that we can lead future generations down a better path. We must shift our mindset and realize that we can and should strive to thrive together rather than continuously just beating each other up. This divisiveness does not lead to prosperity. We can do this together. And here's the thing, none of these prominent names are going to see this video or hear my message. But you're watching this and you can hear my message. Think about the things that you are consuming, and then think about the things that you are passing along to future generations. Make sure that you sit down and think about what it actually means to be a man. Think about your role in this community, in society, and in your family. And think about the roles and the value that your significant other has. So do better and be better. That's all I ask. If you've watched or listened this long, I really do appreciate you being here and spending some of your time with me. If you found value in this and think that somebody else could benefit, please share this with them. And if you don't want to miss future episodes similar to this, and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you want to see some past videos of similar content, please check out right here. As always, make the day great, make the day yours. We'll catch you next time. See ya!